BassResinator here. I have a wood cutout here of the state of Washington, and I spray painted it black. So I'm going to go over it with color. My son and his wife live in the state of Washington, and his in-laws live up there. And I said, I'm making you guys something. Can I make something for your in-laws? And they said, well, they're not real show-offy. Let me make this a little bit smaller. They don't want too much glitz and glamour and all of that type of stuff. So possibly do the state in brown and blue. So I got this Promarine copper mica, and it's brown. And then I got this Eye Candy Almidori, which is blue. It's actually a color shift, so I think the two will go really well together. I mixed up 3 ounces of each, and I'm gonna do blue over here by the coast. This is the Pacific coastline right here. This part of the state attaches to Oregon. This part attaches to Canada, Idaho. This is Oregon here. So I'm just going to go around and put a thin layer of, try and keep my my wipe rags over here to the side so they don't fall onto what I'm doing here. Would not be what I want. Okay, so I mix these up really well, and what I want to do is I want to go along the coastline, and then basically this whole peninsula area thingy, I want it all blue. And then I'm going to have it brown, and then I'm going to have streaks of blue, sort of like a possibly an agate streak or a marbling type of effect. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So most of this is going to be brown over here with a little bit of blue. All of this is going to be blue over here. Okay. Now I've had experience with this because, and I did not show you this whole process, but I'm making something for my grandson using this cutout. And I did the exact same thing with the black. And then I went over it. And my son said he wanted a dark green. So that's what I did with that one. And I did film / take pictures of my process with that one, but I did not do what I'm doing here, where I'm spending the whole time explaining the procedure. And I'm just going along with my popsicle stick. There is a lot of area right over here with all of this coastline. I have no idea how many miles of coastline they have. And all of it's right here. I can tell you all kinds of facts about Texas, but not up here. That'd be a totally different thing if I lived up there, but I don't. So I'll have to do it vicariously every time we go up to visit. And the reason I'm doing this now is we're going up to visit my son and his wife, our daughter-in-law, and their child, who had his 1-year-old birthday. We were not able to be there because it was right over Easter break for us, and I was busy singing, and I couldn't get away. So we got permission. Please forgive us. It was terrible. You cannot imagine. We got this invite to our grandson's birthday party, and we had to say no. Yeah, I know, and they understood, but they said, well, we thought you would want to see the invite. And we're like, yeah, we did, but both of us felt so terrible saying no. But we're going to make up for it. We're going to be up there. And when we go up, I'm going to take this to the in-laws. Oh, Oh, there's an amazing movie. It's, well, I'm just going to go all the way down, even though that's into Oregon. I'm just going to take that blue all the way down there. It's called the InLaws. Now, the original one with Alan Arkin and, oh, I can't remember his name. He was Columbo, Peter Falk. Oh, what a slapstick movie. They've redone it. It's not the same. It's still funny. But, oh my word. If you have not seen that movie, you need to go rent it, or if it were up to me, I would say buy it so you could have it in your video library. It is one of the funniest things. And if you like slapstick humor, oh my word, it is just a hoot. A hoot nanny. I don't even know what a hoot nanny is. I think that's kind of a party or something. Why am I using words when I don't know what they are? My teachers. Sorry, Miss Woodabina. She would have not approved, one of my English teachers from high school. If you do not know the word, do not use it. I love that lady. She made, I love creative writing, and her creative writing class was, as kids would say today, it was the bomb. It was so much fun. We played, you know, my family, we liked to sit around playing word games when I was growing up. And basically that class was just a big game for me, because it was all playing games with words. Boy, this color on this black is shouting, "Pay attention to me." I know my son said not flashy. This actually looked really kind of flashy, but it's pretty. Man. And I don't want to go too thick. I don't want it going over the sides, if at all possible. I mean, if it goes over, it goes over. But if I can keep it on the board itself, that would be ideal. I think I'm going to just pour a little bit. See what we can do with that. See if that's enough to cover this area. If I pour too much, it's going to break the surface tension on those where this is holding onto the edge of the wood. And it'll just go right on over, and I don't want that. That's why I was trying to pour just a little bit. I should tell you I'm using Bondcrafter 1:1, the art resin, for this, with both colors, the brown and the blue. Man, whew, that is just beautiful color. Okay, brown, be just as good. Oh, yeah, this just looks, now I know what this is going to do, based on what the other one did that I did for my grandson, it's going to pull away from the edge a little bit, but that's okay because that black underneath, it almost gives it like an outline. There's a hair or something in there. Yeah, I see it. There it is. Now, we went up to Washington last year, right after the baby was born. And I'd never been to Washington. I'd flown over it on flying to Alaska, but I'd never been in the state. And I really liked certain parts of it. It was beautiful. And being a person who likes flowers and stuff like that, man, I was envious of all of the foliage and how readily it seemed to just pick up and grow. Well, when that brown and blue get right next to each other, that is beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other. I'm going to pour. Had a colleague in the last school where I taught, well, the only school where I taught, but he retired before I did. And he's from up here in Washington. He was always talking about all of the stuff. And I'm like, man, you're talking alien stuff to me. I don't know. Growing up in South Texas, totally different. I'll just dump the rest of that there. Hopefully I have enough to spread it around. You know what? I'm going to change to a different tool and go to my spreader. This. Oh yeah, this is a lot easier now. I mean, going around the edges with that popsicle stick was almost necessary. To get that outline detail on there. I'm pushing too much and too fast and it's causing air bubbles. Almost like messing around with fudge. It looks good enough to eat. Okay. I got a lot of blue left over. Oh, look at it spreading in there. That looks so cool. Okay. Let me come back to you real quick. I'm going to check where the river is, and then I'll try and follow that with the blue. Well, there's rivers all over the state. I thought, well, I'll just put where there's a big river, but there's more than just one big river. Okay, let me blow some air bubbles out. Because I was really causing them to come up. There is a gnat. Right there. Crazy thing. Okay, well, since the rivers are all over the place, and a lot of them are over here in this western part, I'm just going to start coming in, dribbling in rivers. And I may not be exactly, you know what, I'm just going to go from right down here. I did some weird stuff along there. Okay, that's enough rivers, and I'll save that blue for something else. I'm going to go over this with my torch now. Get more bubbles. And I know things are going to move around a little bit. Because resin always does. Come on. Don't tell me he's already run out. Okay, I'm not going to tell him. You tell him. There. But you can already start seeing how this is pulling in from the edge. In fact, it's already pulled away a little bit around there where that, you can see black right there. But you see this? How it's real smooth. It's put, and over here in the blue, it's already started pulling. And it'll pull a little bit more, but yeah, this will be really pretty. Okay. We'll see you when this is completely cured. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Well, I had to move this because I needed my work area. And that big blue river that I put in there sort of went away. But this is really, really pretty. And I need you to see something. You see that? It looks like a crater up here. When I went to sleep, there was nothing there. When I came out, there was a gnat. Well, by the time I fished him out, there's a little dent. But it gave off something and it made that fissure. The cool thing is, that's pretty close to where my son's in-laws live, so I thought, we'll just leave it there. Pretty cool. Let me bring you in and look at this. Look at that blue. Oh, man. And you get a different angle, and it changes to a little bit. So it goes from a light blue to a dark blue, almost a purple. It's really pretty. And that river, well, actually, right up in this area, it had a little bit of runoff, and so it took some of that. I think that's part of what took that river away. But this one, I think it just sank. Almost looks like a real river going through there. It's pretty cool. Now, if that's where real rivers are, look at that. I mean, it's like a little tributary. Cool. Hopefully that's where the real rivers are, going across Washington. Yeah, pretty.
Hope they like it. Well, one real quick way to find out. Take it up there, and if they don't like it, well, stand outside on the street corner. Anybody want to buy a state of Washington? If you are a subscriber of mine, thank you so very, very much. If you are not, please consider doing so. And when you do, there's a subscribe button down at the bottom of this screen. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a little bell icon. Click that after you subscribe. And then anytime I do something new, you'll be notified. That's what that little bell represents. If you want to support this channel monetarily, I have channel memberships available. There's 2. And I was told by one of my subscribers, and they were laughing. They thought it was hilarious because I said there's 2 levels. The first one is the Blue Bonnet, which is $1.99. And the second one is Indian Paintbrush. But it comes up, when I set it up, I thought I put Paintbrush, but it comes up Indian Blanket. Well, the second level is Indian something. I went in and changed it, but I don't know whenever that change is going to take place. It's supposed to be Indian Paintbrush, but if not, Indian Blanket. Those are still flowers down here. So yeah, so if you want us to help out the channel that way, I would appreciate it. And we'll see you for the next one. I'm not going to take any glamour shots because this is it right here. Okay, we'll see you for the next one. Bye.